Carolina's Perfect Cast, brought to you by Culprit, more than just your favorite worm. Dave's Tournament Tackle. Shop online at davestournamenttackle.com. The Rod Glove, for all your rod and reel needs. Sunline, the strength to guarantee your confidence.
It's 4:30 in the afternoon. I'm just putting in one of my favorite ponds. You know, just because it's late in the day during the week, don't hesitate to go fishing. That's what these little ponds are great. If you don't have time to hook up your big boat and drive an hour to the lake, you got a little local pond in the neighborhood or down the street, fire up there and do it. Hit it a couple hours. It's sometimes the best fishing you can have. Starting off with a jerkbait because it's hard to beat. Oh man, there's one right there. Hard to beat a jerkbait in cold, clear water, and you know, low 50s is absolutely perfect. You can fish it a little faster, and with the water, as long as the water is clear, you know, I can fish a jerkbait that may dive 3 or 4 feet deep over water as deep as 10 feet, and they can still come up and grab it. So basically in a pond like this, which the water is no deeper than 10 feet anywhere, I can fish 100% of the lake. I can throw it in the middle to the bank, and I can feel confident that a fish might come up and grab it. There's the other one right there. Well, it's pulling a little bit. It's so deceiving. I got a medium light action rod, and it's what makes these jerkbaits. I got number 8 hooks on this thing. This is not a little bad little fish though. But when you got number 8 hooks, you want a really light rod. A fat little chunk. Yes. Jerkbait fish. Look at the gut on that little dude. Feeding up. Now, if you've got access to a little pond, if you've got an uncle or friend or somebody that's got a farm and got access to a little pond, you need to get after it. Everything's just perfect with the breeze right now. I love a little bit of breeze on the water like this. You know, if it was sunny, I'd want it even more breeze, but since it's cloudy, just a little tiny breeze breaks up that light and makes the fish bite a whole lot better, stirs up the water, makes them not be able to see that bait quite as good, and they make a whole lot more mistakes. And that's what we're looking for as fishermen, is fish to make mistakes. That little dude, they are fun on short notice. I'm gonna put on a spinnerbait and slow roll it through all that wood on that point. There's this point is covered in wood. It's an old beaver hut. Nothing but branches all over the bottom. And you know, slow rolling a spinnerbait when the water's in the low 50s is a deadly way, especially when it's cloudy and stuff, to get a big fish. There it is. As soon as it hit the water. He ate it too, all the way in. Get them in a pond like that, I like to get it right back in there. A lot of times you hook one, there's a lot more with them. He was in the exact same spot. Just a little bit bigger. He ate it too, golly. Look how fat he is too. He's been eating good. Can do for 3 in a row.
Dustin has barely moved down the bank, but he hasn't had to. His jerkbait is already luring numbers of these aggressive pond largemouths. Will he keep moving steadily down the bank, picking off one here, one there, or will he find a way to catch more and bigger fish?
A lot of times you hook one, especially in clear water, they'll all come back. You know, I got lucky and got 2 of them in the same spot, and then the third cast I had one all the way back at the boat. Chase it, and then another one slapped at it. Halfway there it is. That's them. They just pulled right out here where I let those fish go. Little guy though. And you know, when you're fishing on a big lake somewhere too, they do the exact same thing if the water's clear. So, you know, don't always throw back exactly where you caught the fish. A lot of times the school will be right at the boat, because they'll follow that fish in. And you may start off with one bait, catch 1 or 2, and then by the end of it I might pick up a jig or something and just drop it right down below the boat if I think they're all kind of right there. There he is. They're still about halfway back. You can't beat this pond fishing for action. I haven't got them all. Fired back up. It's just a little guy here. Just a little guy. You know, I'm not at some fancy stocked private, you know, expensive lake. I'm just at an average normal. You know, there's thousands of these ponds all over North Carolina. And you know, if you just know a neighbor or a friend at work or something, just ask them. You say, hey, do you have any ponds you could, you could fish? Or maybe, you know, I could take my son fishing, or whoever wants to go fishing, and you can have a ball. I mean, this is how you can really get a kid hooked on fishing, is coming out and catching numbers like this. This is so exciting. You can see the boat dock where we were, and it's not even maybe 200 yards, and we've caught all these fish in the first 200 yards in the first 30, 45 minutes that we've been here. Most of the time we've just been catching them just steady. And I'd say that's pretty typical for a good pond if you don't beat it to death. And spinnerbait that I like to use for small ponds is just a 1/4 ounce River Series Dave's Tournament Tackle. It's just a 1/4 ounce. And I do like gold. You can't go wrong with anything goldish looking in ponds, because there's always a lot of little golden shiners. There he is. That's a good one right there. Oh yeah. Look at him. Oh, he's turning the whole boat. That's a good one. Unless I got a little one hooked in the back. That's a big fish. It's typical for these ponds. You catch a lot of little ones and one big one. He's not even that big, but he's nicer than anything I've got. But right in the top of the nose. That's how they fight the hardest. That fish almost spooled me, and he's probably 3.5 pounds, maybe 4. He's so thick. But when you hook them in the top of the head like that, they pull. You saw I don't have any drag set on that reel. I had to hit the free spool button and let him go. On today's Drive at Home Point, when you hook a fish in a school, Realize that you're affecting the position of an entire school of fish. They're chasing the other fish back to the boat. So when you make your next cast, don't just work it a few feet where you caught it. Throw it out there, work it all the way back to the boat, because you just may find that the next fish is right at the edge of the boat.